In the chaos of World War II, survival often depended on speed and ingenuity as much as brute strength. Soldiers in remote camps, resistance fighters in forests, and even engineers building fortifications faced a common challenge: cutting wood quickly for fires, shelters, and fortifications. Axes, the traditional go-to tool, were heavy, slow to use for certain tasks, and required maintenance that wasn't always possible in the field. Yet historical accounts reveal a clever blade hack that allowed soldiers to cut wood faster, using modified knives and multi-purpose tools, rather than relying solely on axes. This forgotten technique is a perfect example of wartime improvisation, and it still offers practical insights for backyard enthusiasts and survivalists today. Axes are excellent for splitting logs and felling trees, but in wartime environments they had limitations. Carrying a full-sized axe added weight to already overburdened packs. Dull edges required constant sharpening, and swinging them repeatedly in confined spaces or rough terrain was exhausting. Soldiers operating in forests, mountain passes, or urban rubble needed a faster, lighter, and more versatile solution. What emerged was a simple but effective idea: modify a smaller blade to act as a specialized woodcutting tool, combining portability with efficiency. The principle was surprisingly straightforward. Soldiers or survivalists would take a standard-issue knife, bayonet, or multi-purpose blade and alter its edge geometry to optimize it for chopping or batoning wood. Instead of a single sharp edge intended for slicing, the blade would be slightly blunted along specific sections, creating a mini splitting wedge. This design allowed the user to drive the blade into logs with controlled force, then pry and split the wood using leverage, rather than swinging a heavy axe repeatedly. In effect, it turned a lightweight knife into a dual-function tool that could slice small branches, batten larger pieces, and even prepare kindling. Field manuals and soldier memoirs describe using the blade hack to quickly prepare firewood in extreme conditions. For example, soldiers in Northern Europe would place a small log on a flat surface or stump, then strike the spine of the blade with another piece of wood, a technique called batoning. The modified blade would penetrate the log, splitting it along natural grain lines. This method required less swinging force, reduced fatigue, and allowed a single soldier to process wood more efficiently than relying solely on an axe. In confined spaces such as dugouts, bunkers, or forested areas, this technique was safer and more practical than swinging a full-sized axe. The key to success was the intentional alteration of the blade's edge. A fully razor-sharp knife might slice poorly into thick wood and could chip or bend under stress. Slightly dulling or reshaping the spine created a wedge that forced the grain apart rather than cutting through it. For campers, backyard enthusiasts, or survivalists, the same principles are valuable. Start with a sturdy fixed-blade knife. Test the edge geometry by splitting a small log using batoning, striking the spine with a mallet or another piece of wood. Adjust the edge slightly if it resists penetration. By practicing this method, you'll learn to split kindling efficiently without needing a hatchet. For bushcraft or emergency situations, this technique allows a single person to prepare fuel or build shelter quickly using tools already on hand. Always ensure safety by keeping hands clear, using gloves, and stabilizing the log during batoning. The blade hack teaches an important lesson about innovation and adaptability. Soldiers faced extreme constraints, weight limits, environmental hazards, and limited tools, and developed a solution that prioritized efficiency, safety, and versatility. In modern survival or backyard contexts, the lesson is the same. Don't rely solely on standard tools. Understand how to adapt your equipment to maximize effectiveness. Battoning with a modified blade reduces fatigue, speeds up wood processing, and reinforces the principle that knowledge and technique often outperform raw force or heavier tools. Learning the World War II blade hack encourages hands-on problem-solving. Practicing battoning and blade modification builds confidence in handling tools, teaches respect for material properties like wood grain, and demonstrates how small adjustments can significantly improve outcomes. Whether you're a historian testing historical methods or a camper preparing for off-grid experiences, mastering this technique gives you both a practical skill and a deeper appreciation for the resourcefulness of soldiers in extreme conditions. If this deep dive into the World War II blade hack inspired you and gave you practical takeaways for the backyard or wilderness, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Share this video with fellow history buffs, survivalists, and outdoor enthusiasts, keeping these forgotten techniques alive and ready for anyone looking to work smarter, not harder, in the field.